Aloha everybody, welcome back to my channel. Kaiwaza with you, and today we continue our journey through my Hawaiian record collection, about 2,500 Hawaiian records, and we are going through them one at a time. We're on the letter M, and I'm going to resume where we left off the other day, but first, just an update. I do have a new album that's come into my possession that I need to show you, that's in a letter that we already covered, which was the letter B. So this one arrived from Switzerland. I don't know if it was recorded in Switzerland because it doesn't say anywhere on it, which is really weird, but anyway. The album is called the Hawaiian, and I do love the cover. It doesn't have a date on it either, but it's very like 70s looking. I don't know, whatever. I like it. 60s, 70s. The Hawaiian Guitar of Burt, Blanca. Yes. Now, apparently, from what I've learned, Burt Blanca was a singer, guitarist and like rock pop singer from Belgium, but kind of on the side, and he had many hits there. On the side, he played Hawaiian guitar occasionally and actually did some recording. This is one recording. I've seen one on Amazon that's just like a digital CD download. And I've learned, after listening to this and putting two and two together, doing a little research, that he also recorded with some other groups. But anyway, Burt Blanca. This is on Polydor, no date on it. Some original compositions and some standards. Now, when I was listening to this album and recording it, I thought, this playing sounds familiar. It sounds like this group from some Italian records I have called Roy Coco, the Roy Coco, which means King Coconut, actually in Italian. And it turns out, I believe this is also, if you happen to have these records, it's Burt Blanca on the Roy Coco. I have a couple of albums from them, and I also have a couple of CDs. But when I looked at the playing sounds like his, and then when I looked at some of the songs, some of the original compositions were in fact written by Burt Blanca. So guess what? It's got to be Burt Blanca on the Roy Coco also. I also have a couple CDs from Roy Coco. Anyway, that's my new edition. On to the letter M. We're up to an artist well known in easy listening lounge circles. That would be Mr. Henry Mancini, who did all kinds of, Pink Panther, all kinds of movie themes that were quite famous. And then just as an easy listening and also somewhat jazzy, sometimes orchestra leader. He did one purely Hawaiian album called Music of Hawaii on the RCA Victor Dynagroove recording. There's Mr. Mancini. I was actually, and he plays on this album, of a talented musician himself. He plays the harpsichord on this album, which would be an unusual, instrument for a Hawaiian album, but it works quite well. And in fact, I really would be tempted to almost classify this album as exotica rather than purely Hawaiian, because the arrangements on some of these are quite theatrical and very exotic, with the use of like bass flutes. There's some like split bamboo. There's some exotic percussion going on here and exotic arrangements, and it's quite a nice album. It does feature Quiet Village on it. Driftwood in Dreams, quite an exotic sound, and his arrangements of many of these, Beyond the Reef, the Wedding Song, Adventures in Paradise, quite exotic. Really nice album. I do have another album from him that is in the exotic records. We'll see when we go through. And then I have this one. Now, the date on that is going to be somewhere 1966. Okay. Another one. This is a motion picture score. From the film The Hawaiians. All the music composed and conducted by Henry Mancini. Now, I have to confess I don't actually remember whether I've seen this film or not, but it's supposed to be a continuation of James Michener's famous novel and the film Hawaii. This is supposed to be a continuation of that. For me personally, music's not outstanding, but I do love the theme, and there's two different versions of the theme from the Hawaiians on here. One's a little faster than the other, but both, it's a very beautiful song. Okay, that's it for Mancini. Now we have a few albums by a group. These are two gentlemen that were originally from Hilo on the island of the Big Island of Hawaii. Carl Villaverde and Kenneth Makuakane, collectively called Mango. They're kind of, it is just the two of them, I believe, on this album from 1978, Pokey Records. This is the first album. It's just them singing and playing the instruments. And they wrote quite a number of the songs on the album. With sunny skies that warms the rain that falls. And I would point out that the gentleman here, Ken Makuakane, we have a few more albums with Mango, but this gentleman actually becomes quite influential in the Hawaiian music field through today. We're in 2018 as I'm taping this, and he's still a part of the scene here. Very much through the decades, he would become quite a prolific songwriter, writing over 1,500, I believe I read, Hawaiian songs. Many of them, if not almost all of them, in Hawaiian language. He also produced for various groups and companies and whatnot. So very, very influential person in Hawaiian music, and has been part of other groups as well. But this was the kind of the beginning here. Mango for Ken Makuakane. They have another album that comes out in 1984 called Mango Season. This one is not just the two of them. I mean, they are still the group Mango, but includes some other people doing some backup vocals and different instrumentation on it, helping them out. This album was, as I recall, fairly popular at Hawaiian radio, KCCN. next and the final vinyl from them, although they go into CDs as well, is from 1985 on Kahanu Records. It's called Romancin' the Islands, and I have to tell you, if ever a record cover screamed the mid to late 80s, this one could be from no other time period. This is Mango Romancin' the Islands. I mean, right? This makes me want to go shopping at the mall and wear my leg warmers. So 80s. This is so 80s. And again, it's the two of them, and there are other musicians, keyboardists and stuff too. So this is more, I mean, of course it's a Hawaiian album, but it is more like 80s sounding as well.
What are they thinking of? I'd really like to know. I love those island girls. They're the kind of dreams I'm wishing for.
And like I said, that's on Kahanu Records there. Okay. And I'm going to stop there. So, and in case you're wondering, you see in the background, no, that's not a Christmas tree that I have up yet. It's September, late September. I actually do a Halloween tree. That's what I have. Halloween. And, yeah, that's what that is. It's my Halloween ornaments. In fact, we can look at it. Why don't we look at it? For those who want to see it, yeah. Anyway, you get the idea, right? I shouldn't say it's Halloween, it's Thanksgiving. It's an autumn tree, and then after Halloween, after Thanksgiving, I'll switch everything over to Christmas. Okay, so anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that, and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and we'll see you on the next video.